Hello friends, Tanya here with another Spellbinders video. This time I am using the Slimline Embossing folder Flora. I have done several videos with this particular embossing folder. I adore it. I'm just going to do a very simple card this time. I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and run it through my embossing with the embossing folder with the Spellbinders machine, and the platinum sandwich is just the platinum platform, the embossing folder with the paper, and then one cutting plate. I am taking a couple pieces of coaster blank and putting those behind that panel that is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4 to go on a 3 1/2 by 8 1/2 inch slimline. And I'm going to use this spring together with lever pull large die of the month to cut out some flowers and the sentiment. It's going to say hello spring and just have a few sprigs of flowers in the center. And that was the March large die of the month kit for 2021. I'm going to cut the flowers out of some yellow cardstock and just add a little shading with some distress oxides in mustard seed and wild honey. And then I will glue those together. I'm going to use the precision glue, the Barely Arts precision glue, which is in the Spellbinders shop also. Also using some mowed lawn, I think that's mowed lawn, to add a little, maybe it's Lucky Clover. Yeah, I think it's Lucky Clover. I'm going to use that to shade the green a little bit, just so it's not quite so cookie cutter there. Just going to adhere the layers of these petals together. They're very simple and they could be any kind of flower you can imagine practically. I'm going to glue the stems with that little green part on top. You can do that under or on top. It looks good both ways. I just wanted the extra contrast of where the flower connects to the stem on this one. And I am tilting the heads of these flowers, one to the left and one to the right, because we're going to have 3 flowers. We'll have those tilted ones, one on each side, and we have a more straight up and down one that we're going to put in the middle. I am going to layer these on some vellum. I found a scrap in my scrap bin, and I cut that down. I think it's like probably 2 inches by 7 inches roughly. Whatever works for you. I just pulled it out of my bin and cut it down to size. Now these delicate little sentiments actually work amazing with that Barely Arts precision glue. It has been a game changer for me. I just put little dabs of glue behind the sentiment and stick it right down to the vellum. Now I do want to caution you that even the Barely Arts precision glue does show up on the vellum, but very little, because it dries matte. It doesn't dry shiny. It's clear and matte. And I really have no downsides with that glue. I'm going to layer on these flowers in the center. This is a very simple card. The most complicated part is assembling the flowers and then deciding exactly how you want them to lay on there. Just going to add a little glue to the back of these and put the, I was struggling for a little bit there where I wanted the stems to end up being. Did I want them completely on this panel, or did I think I would trim them off? And I did decide that I wanted to trim them off because I wanted to keep the flow of the sentiment by keeping that flower heads pretty close to the center of that panel. Now I'm adjusting that last flower just a smidge, and I'm going to trim off the ends of those flowers. And I will very carefully add some glue to the back of that panel before I glue it to the front of the card. Now it is being adhered to an uneven surface, so I do make sure to put a heavy block on top of this to make sure that it adheres well. And that is my card. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment with any of your questions or just to say hi. And If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do me a favor and subscribe. I would love for you to come back and see the rest of the videos I've made featuring this card, or excuse me, this embossing folder. As always, all of the products I used are in the description box below, and it helps me a lot if you click on those links and when you make a purchase. And I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.